Ladies and gentlemen, this is the euphoric chaos of the wrestling universe where dreams fuse with reality, where heroes are born in the squared circle. Welcome to Marvelous Minds, Conversations with Creatives, and I am Marvelous Murdy McFly. And I just have one question, guys. Are you ready for one of the most violent and extreme wrestlers brewed out of Detroit? Well, ladies and gentlemen, though he is a third generation star, he has curated his own path of destruction, working with the likes of GCW, XICW, Circle 6, and AIW, just to name a few. The heir to the throne of brutality, MM3.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank
Malcolm
you.
Monroe the third. It's long overdue, my friend.
It is. It is. Thank you
Yes.
for having me,
Of
Marty. I
course.
appreciate you.
Of course, thank you for being a part of the
Of
game.
course. Of course.
So, we've got a few questions to ask you,
All right.
kick it a little bit with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you had a match tonight. It was a triple threat.
It was.
It was really good.
Thank you.
Really,
Thank you.
really good. Really good. As always, you always have great matches. I've never been disappointed.
Thank you. I've
You
never
know?
wrestled at like a skate park
Yeah,
before.
this
So
is different. This is
yeah.
different. Yeah. What would you say your biggest challenge was wrestling in this arena tonight?
Um. Usually in a wrestling ring, it's either 16 by 16 or 18 by 18, and there's not much that we can do outside of that. Here, there was just so much room for opportunity as well as error because
Yeah.
there's just literally chaos all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
So, me being like an environmentalist and being able to thrive off my environment, it was kind of just as soon as I got out here piecing together things that I could possibly do
Yeah.
in a sticky situation in any area that we're in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you definitely capitalized every chance you got. It came out the victor as well. So, yeah, yeah. So, just a quick question for you. Well, a few quick questions for you,
Yeah.
I guess. So, who was your favorite childhood wrestler growing up?
My favorite wrestler of all time, his name is Hayabusa.
Okay.
He's from Japan. He passed away, unfortunately. But Hayabusa was one of the most innovative pro wrestlers. He wrestled for ECW for a little while. His home promotion was FMW in Japan.
Yeah.
And he would do some of the craziest high flying stuff, but also do death matches occasionally.
Yeah.
And like you see, like the correlation there.
Right. Absolutely.
And yeah, he was just like a jack of all trades. That any match that you saw Hayabusa in, it was always a spectacle. So growing up, I was constantly watching Japanese tapes of Hayabusa, just in awe of what he could do.
Well, okay, so when you think of him, what's the first match that popped in your mind of his?
Man, a couple of them actually, but his feuds with Mike Awesome were some of the greatest matches of all time. I'm talking like taking power bombs off the top rope to the floor through a table type stuff, like just some of the crazy, like craziest stuff you'll ever see in any pro wrestling match. You can find in a Mike Awesome versus Hayabusa match.
Okay. So, speaking of matches, what would you say? Like, who would you say would be your dream opponent, living or dead? I know that's a hard one.
Hayabusa would be my dream opponent, dead for sure. But my dream opponent alive, I really want to wrestle Rey Mysterio. He's a big part of why I'm still wrestling today. I got to meet Rey Mysterio on like one of the toughest nights of my life. I got fired from a company that I had been working for, and Rey Mysterio was on the show. And I almost quit wrestling that day, and we just had a conversation, and he like was complimenting me and like told me how sweet he thought my stuff was, and I was just like, it's so crazy.
Yeah, that's dope.
And then shortly after that, I got to go to Mexico and wrestle in Mexico.
That's cool. Where at in Mexico did you wrestle?
I wrestled in Guadalajara. I wrestled in Mexico City, and there's a couple of other towns on the loop that I don't even remember because we were just in and out of them.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You have a pretty impeccable resume when it comes down to stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because you be in Jersey, you be in Canada. Where else have you been? Chicago, I see often.
I'll be in New York and New Jersey this upcoming weekend. We're going with ICW to the United Kingdom in February. Like, like we're all over the place. We're trying to take the operation worldwide to show people there's more to life than the mitten. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And there's more to wrestling than just the cookie cutter wrestling.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and there's such a large a large community with so much deep-rooted passion and genuine love for the
Yeah,
wrestlers.
definitely.
So yeah, I wholeheartedly, fuck yeah. UK, we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I actually touched on that. How do you deal with popularity? Like, you're pretty known. So how do you deal with it? Like, do people approach you?
All
Like,
the
when you're in
time.
Kroger?
All the time. Like, I remember I went on a first date with someone, and we went to like a hibachi restaurant where they cook in front of you, and the chef kept like staring at me all night, and I was trying to figure out what it was. But he finishes the meal, and then he's like, "Hey, you're MM3, aren't you?" And I'm like, he got me. Like, honestly, I'm just like appreciative that people take the time to even know who I am and like understand and appreciate the art that I do. Because if they know me, they mean that they took their time out of their busy schedule to invest some time into what I do.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, honestly, your love for the game genuinely shows in your craftsmanship.
Thank you.
Match. Yeah, for sure. What is one of your what is one of the biggest misconceptions that you hear in regards to death matches?
I hear a lot of people saying that we use fake blood. I've like bled tons of my own blood in death matches, and like I wish we could fake it. I'd be a lot better off for it, but my body and its current scarred up condition would beg to differ with the fake blood or glass debauchery that goes on. But also that you don't have to be a good wrestler to be a deathmatch wrestler. Like, some people think that we do this because we're not good wrestlers, but like anybody that knows me knows that that's not the case. I can do any style of wrestling, and that's what I've like built my career on, is like wrestling every style of wrestling and proficiently doing so. And then deathmatch was kind of just one of those things where it was on the list and I fell in love with it, and it fell in love with me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Can't deny love.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see. What are some ways you mentor? What are some ways you mentor upcoming wrestlers?
So I've actually been a trainer at the school that I trained at. I started training at the House of Truth Pro Wrestling School when I was 11 years old. By the time I was 18, I was a trainer at the House of Truth. So a lot of the guys that came out of the House of Truth were trained under my hand. And I'm constantly giving advice to the up-and-coming guys. Tommy Vendetta, who's my tag partner and my best friend.
Yeah, another great wrestler.
The way that we got to where we are is Tommy sat under the MM3 learning tree early in his career, and like we spent countless hours on the road and just kind of became inseparable after that. And like we still mentor and coach each other. Like, I watched his match tonight, and I'm like, hey, I like that you did this and this, and like constantly giving back to the business that I love so much. Like, I just want everybody to succeed, and there's not like a set formula to doing so. However, if you get little winning pieces from everybody, eventually you'll put your own puzzle together.
Absolutely, and that's how you create your own style. Just figure out your rhythm.
Yeah.
Keep playing with instruments, even if you break a guitar with somebody hit. And next instrument.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How do you, I kind of touched on it, but not in full detail. How do you cope with traveling? Because you do travel so much.
I will say having Tommy and Darren with me for most of the travel is always good, because like sometimes traveling can be so miserable, but when you have like your best homies with you, there's like it can't be too bad. You know what I mean?
Making memories.
Yeah, like
people up.
Yeah, like we travel the world and we get to like go see cool places with each other and wrestle and beat each other up at cool venues, and just keep spreading our craft and keep doing this. And it's really motivating to be able to like night in and night out, like go to a different city and hear them chanting my name or rapping along to my music, and like just seeing the reach that we've gotten from the amount of miles that we put in.
Yeah, absolutely. So touching on chants, what's the loudest pop you've got? I mean, of course, outside of your hometown, what city has shown you the most love?
Oh, Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yeah? Okay.
Every time. Okay. I was in Chattanooga, Tennessee 2 weeks ago, and every time I'm in the, I'm not sure. Yeah. So every time I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee, the last time we were there a couple weeks ago, my music hit, and literally as soon as I went through the curtain, they literally just start singing my music, and they were like, "Oh, MM3, MM3."
That's lit.
And as soon as I came out the curtain, they just erupted, and I was just like, "This is one of my places." But Jersey, New Jersey, is a very, very close second. Nobody shows like love like Jersey shows the Pillars love for sure.
That's dope. That's definitely dope. So because you bleed a lot,
Yeah.
how do you choose your attire? Like, is it a story behind the jacket? I know everybody's dying to know. Is it a story behind the jacket?
A little bit, yeah. So I'm a huge nerd, and
I never guessed.
yeah, right. And Bucky, the Winter Soldier, has one arm notoriously, and he didn't become a badass for real until he got one arm. So my jacket is kind of that mixed with Mad Max almost.
Okay.
Just to show that I'm battle tested and battle ready, you know. And plus, like some people have leather jackets, some people have leather vests. I got both.
Yeah.
I literally got both. And then I got all my pins and stuff from like different promotions and different things that I believe in, and like sometimes people gift me things and all type of stuff.
That's pretty dope. Yeah. It's a story behind the jacket.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it. What's the biggest perk of being a wrestler?
Being able to wrestle. It's literally the biggest blessing I've ever had in my life. Like, I owe my life to wrestling. My entire adult life has been spent as a professional wrestler. So, being able to do what I do night in and night out in front of like crowds that are appreciative of what we do, there's no feeling like it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, being third generation, do you feel that sometimes you're being held to that previous standard?
I get asked that question a lot, and this is always my answer. From a very young age, I always knew that there would be pressure, but I would say pressure makes diamonds.
Absolutely.
And just knowing what my grandfather accomplished and what my father accomplished just made me like so much hungrier to like do more and like travel the world doing this and like making a name, and not only just being a name, like creating a brand that people can get behind. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much different in today's age than when my dad and when my grandfather wrestled. Like, social media wasn't really a thing then, so like they were just their wrestling personas and that was it. Like, I'm an entire brand and entity. Like, MM3 is like, he's his own wave now, you know? So just being a Monroe kind of gave me a leg up on knowing the ins and outs of the business and being able to do the things the right way and grinding and showing my worth, honestly.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. How do you relax after a brutal match?
I smoke a lot of weed.
Okay.
That's it.
Guess I'm not getting monetized.
I mean, in Michigan, we're in Michigan. It's legal.
So you're good.
It's legal.
Do you have any weapons you love to use the most?
Chloroform.
Oh yeah.
That's my thing. I pull out the night juice. Everybody knows when MM3 pulls out the night juice, it's over. I used the night juice to win tonight.
Yeah, he drank
it.
He
drank it. What a psycho.
Yeah.
I think he thought it was like something different. He does a lot of drugs, so he thought that it was just a run-of-the-mill.
I've seen pictures of him and Jeffrey Dahmer hanging out a while back. Yeah. So I think that's what it is.
Yeah, he thought it was something totally different, and it did what it was supposed to do. So I picked up a win because of the chloroform.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you and TJ and you and John Wayne, you guys have pretty much had slobber knockers, I would like to say, when it comes down to y'all matches. Do you have someone that you really enjoy wrestling with? Like, when let's say if you were to have your not dream match, but like dream match with an indie wrestler, who would it be?
Oh, Tommy Vendetta, easy. Me and him have like such great chemistry as partners, as opponents. We've tagged against each other, we've tagged with each other, we fought each other all over the country. Like, we always have a good time, and nobody beats you up like your friends. So,
Absolutely.
I'd fight him literally any night.
I purposely didn't write his name down because I had a feeling we were going to say him.
Oh yeah.
Put down.
Oh yeah.
TJ and John.
Yeah.
Is there someone you would like to fight? Oh, never mind. I just asked that. Beyond the world of deathmatch wrestling, how do you envision your legacy as a performer and an artist?
I am cementing my legacy as the most well-rounded pro wrestler in the world that can do literally everything. Speaking of which, my husband, ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Oliver.
I love you, baby.
I love you too.
I'm gonna head home.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, take care of yourself. He got all cut up.
Nice to meet you, Tommy.
Have fun, everyone. I'm gonna go cry in the shower.
Go cry in the shower.
It's a good thing to do on a Saturday night. So final question for you.
What you got?
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Is there any company that you would like to work with in the future?
I think every professional wrestling company needs an MM3 match on their show at some point.
Yes.
At some point. So I could sit here and list like a bunch of different ones, but any show that MM3 hasn't been on that he's not already on, that's exactly where I want to be working, because those poor unfortunate fans have not gotten to experience the vibe yet.
Yeah.
And, you know, they got to get on the wave at some point.
Because that's sad. They don't know what they're missing.
Right?
It's like, it's like people that's allergic to peanuts. They can't have peanut butter. Like, damn, you can't even eat a Snicker, a Reese, nothing.
That's tough.
That's horrible.
Tough.
Yeah. We back, y'all. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in for the second installment of Marvelous Minds, Conversations with Creatives. Today we explore the violent world of MM3. Family, always remember, the ring just isn't a battlefield, it's a canvas. We're creatives paint their story. How I forget my own shit, right? So guys, until next time, stay ringside and stay marvelous.